I was born Maria Isabel Izquierdo Perez Paz Valdez. And every time I say that, I sound like I'm calling my ancestors. Everybody knew me as Isi in Cuba. And when I came to this country, I became Izzy. Easy enough, transition, very simple. I blossomed, I grew up, and I became Isabel Toledo. And it's all his fault, actually.
You have to remember, I met this woman at 13. I met her in a Spanish high school class at Memorial High School in New Jersey. And for me, it was love at first sight. And for her, it took about 10 or 12 or 15 years to feel the same way.
He was growing up.
She had my older brother in an art class, and my brother was graduating from high school. He was a Spanish, he was a jock. He was a really good athlete, and he took an art class to get easy credit. So I used to do his art homework. He ran home one day and said, okay, I need a landscape. So I did a beautiful Japanese watercolor.
I dated his brother thinking that he's the one that had made the artwork. I fell in love with his art before Ruben.
So she's in this class, and this baseball and basketball jock walks in and says, well, this is my homework. It's a Japanese landscape. And Isabel's like, wow. What an incredible guy. He's sensitive and he's a jock. I mean, this is the perfect guy. So she dated the wrong Toledo for a while. But then after high school is when we started dating. So I don't know how it finally happened, but I guess I grew up.
He grew up. That's a good, interesting thing.
I was a very young 13-year-old, and Isabel was a very sophisticated 13-year-old. She was already at Studio 54 and designing her own clothes, and she was the youngest of two sisters. Yeah. So she was much more ahead of me in that department.
Well, you know how Latin girls are.
They mature fast.
We mature fast.
It's funny. We both grew up in such a free weeds, I think. There was no, that's the one plus of being an immigrant. You don't have a script in front of you, and you don't have a mold to fit into. You're not quite sure what you're supposed to be. We never had this idea of I was going to be an artist or Isabel was going to be a fashion designer. You just did what you did, and somehow the accumulation of interest got there, and everyone else's interest kind of focused on you.
I think fashion picked me. Somehow we got married and we needed to make a living, and Ruben sold my own clothes in a store, and that's how I started.
That is how we started. Isabel was interning at the Costume Institute at the Metropolitan Museum with Mrs. Diana Vreeland when she was alive. And she married a poor, starving artist, Isabel. So that was me. So while she was interning at the Met, in order to make a living, I took 5 or 6 of Isabel's dresses right from her closet that she had made, and took them to Patricia Fields and Henry Bendel's on Fifth Avenue, both the same day, and they both placed orders. And when she got home, that was it. I told her, well, we're in business. We have to make 12 of these, 24 of those, 35 of these, and we kind of taught ourselves how to do it. And that's how we started our business.
Simple. Once again, like my name, easy. Very easy.